While all field goals inside the three-point line count the same as 2 points, there's a type of scoring play that stands out among the rest: the slam dunk. Nothing can electrify a team or crowd quite like a dunk can. Not only can they be momentum swings, it can also become unforgettable highlights. Here are the 10 greatest in-game dunkers in NBA history. Number 10. Clyde Drexler. With the nickname of Clyde the Glide, and being a member of Phi Slamma Jamma, it shouldn't come as a surprise that Drexler finds himself on this list. Clyde's dunking notoriety dates back to his college days at the University of Houston. Playing alongside Hakeem Olajuwon, the Cougars were referred to as Phi Slamma Jamma because of their explosive playing style that centered around fast breaks and dunks. Drexler would often gracefully glide through the air with his dunks, hence the nickname Clyde the Glide. He made dunking just look so easy and natural. In addition to being one of the smoothest dunkers of all time, Drexler was also known for his ability to take off from such far distances. Number 9. Shawn Kemp. The terms graceful or gliding will not come up when watching or describing Shawn Kemp's dunks. The man constantly sought out contact when trying to finish at the rack. Kemp's dunks were vicious in nature. If you stood between him and the rim, it probably wasn't going to end well for you, as Shawn was notorious for putting people on posters back in the day. With each dunk, it looked like he was trying to punish the rim and had zero regard for anyone in his way. A unique part of his game involved his ability to run the fast break as a big man. In an era where most bigs weren't good dribblers, Kemp actually had handles. This allowed him to grab rebounds and go coast to coast for 2 points as he would cap it off with a jam. Number 8. Darryl Dawkins. Not only is Darryl Dawkins one of the best dunkers in the game's history, he also has an all-time nickname to go with. Known as Chocolate Thunder, Dawkins brought the boom every time he dunked the basketball. He's another guy who seemed like he was just taking out all of his pent-up anger on the rim. His dunks were so destructive that he shattered 2 backboards in the same season in 1979 and played an integral role in the NBA transitioning to breakaway rims. Having an unforgettable nickname himself, Dawkins liked to give nicknames to his dunks as well. He named one of those glass-shattering dunks the "If You Ain't Groovin', Best Get Movin', Chocolate Thunder Flyin', Robin Zine Cryin', Teeth Shakin', Glass Breakin', Rump Roastin', Bun Toastin', Glass Still Flyin', Wham Bam I Am Jam." Number 7. Blake Griffin. Don't let Blake Griffin's current form shape your opinion of him as a dunker. In the 2010s, Griffin was the face of dunking for the league. He had a handful of logic-defying dunks, where it didn't seem to matter where he took off from or who was in his way. Whenever Griffin leaped, he found a way to get the ball through the hoop. His dunks revived the dormant Los Angeles Clippers franchise as they became Lob City. Blake and those Clippers should be credited for popularizing the pick-and-roll offense that has become the staple of NBA play. Him, DeAndre Jordan, and Chris Paul showed the value in having athletic big men who can go up and catch anything guards throw. It's a shame that those high-flying days appear to be a thing of the past, though, as the older Griffin now enjoys sitting outside the three-point line and hoisting up threes. Number 6. Kobe Bryant. Kobe is another example of not letting a player's playing style in their older age detract from what they did in their prime. While the Mamba's dunking slowed down as he got older, young Kobe was very athletic and could bang with the best of them. In his prime, Kobe's offensive game was pretty close to unstoppable, as he could beat you with his jump shot or drive past you and finish with a slam. Just as he was with every part of his game, the Mamba was fearless with his dunks. It didn't matter if it was Yao Ming, Dwight Howard, or Kevin Garnett at the rim, Kobe would go for the poster. While this is about in-game dunks, we'd be remiss not to mention that the Mamba is the youngest dunk contest winner of all time. Kobe won it in 1997 when he was only 18. Number 5. Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins' nickname says it all, referred to as the human highlight reel. Wilkins was exactly that. Every time Dominique drove to the hole, he was capable of creating magic with his dunks. Even though each dunk counted as 2 points like any other basket, it looked as if Wilkins was going for style points, like he was playing NBA Street. Dominique added a level of flair to his slams that was typically reserved for dunk contests, not actual games. He was a revolutionary when it came to adding some personality to every dunk. Number 4. Julius Erving. Julius Erving is not only one of the greatest dunkers of all time, probably the most influential one too. Dr. J's career began in the ABA, which favored a much different playing style than the NBA at the time. The ABA applauded and supported flashy plays, while the NBA was more traditional and conservative. When the leagues merged in 1976, Erving brought his high-flying game to the NBA. It was such a culture shock for people in the league that Dr. J was actually met with some initial backlash for his dunks. Over time, though, he won people over as dunking skyrocketed in popularity. Dr. J paved the way for the majority of the dunkers on this list. Number 3. LeBron James. The people who argue with this one are only disagreeing because they don't like LeBron. Whether you think he's the GOAT or not is irrelevant here. There shouldn't be much debate that LeBron is one of the best athletes in league history. Just look at some of his dunks. James's head is constantly above the rim as he slams. Whether he's alone running the fast break or in traffic in the lane, LeBron more often than not finds a way to finish with a highlight jam. One of the most impressive aspects of his dunking career is that he's basically as springy in year 18 as he was in his rookie season back in 2003. Most players dunk significantly less and/or lose their explosiveness in the twilight years of their career, but LeBron has shown zero signs of slowing down. Number 2. Michael Jordan. Of course Michael Jordan is on this list. There aren't many all-time basketball lists that Jordan won't make an appearance on. What separated MJ's dunking from the rest was his ability to just hang in the air and also make adjustments during the process. He would float with his dunks and then could finish with either hand. Because he was up there for so long, MJ had time to adjust his body around defenders and finish the dunk by any means necessary. Not surprisingly, Jordan was fearless when attacking the rim and would go right at the defender protecting the hoop. He would typically let the guy know about the dunk afterwards, too. Dunking was an integral and lethal part of his offensive repertoire, and it earned him the nickname we all know and love, Air Jordan. Number 1. Vince Carter. The best dunker in NBA history. Vincanity's dunks would have broken Twitter if it was a thing back then. Simply put, there was nothing Vince couldn't do involving dunking. While it wasn't in an NBA game, Carter's dunk in the 2000 Olympics is probably the most famous slam of all time. Vince soared over a 7'2" French center like it was a video game. Gravity's not supposed to allow dunks like that to occur. So many of Vincanity's slams, gravity seemed to just disappear. He could take off from wherever and then do whatever while in the air. Another thing about his dunking was that he wasn't one-dimensional with his style of jams. There were posters, 360s, between the legs, windmills, tomahawks. You name it, Vince did it. Players keep getting more athletic, but even so, there may never be another dunker as electric and great as Vince Carter. So, do you think we forgot to include anyone on this list? Or do you disagree with the rankings at all? Is there a current player who you think will one day be deserving of being included here? Let us know in the comments section.